We are back with another episode of our Monday Mailbag series. This is the series where you guys ask questions and we go ahead and answer them. Y'all can ask these questions down below. YouTube comments of any video. I prefer this video. Also could DM me on the socials, Twitter, Insta, whatever y'all get the question to me. I'm going to put them together and we're going to answer them here. So drop any questions down below and I would love to answer them. Also, like, comment, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate y'all boys. Let's go ahead and throw 10 minutes on the clock today. And let's go ahead and get into our first question. So I get this question every couple days, if not every day. When is the roster update coming out? One guy keeps commenting on my video, "You're a liar." You right, man. I honestly thought the roster update was coming out 2 to 3 weeks ago. I honestly thought that. That is so far from the truth. When is it actually coming out? I would probably say soon. I would say soon, man. Honestly, this upcoming week is when I would expect it at this point. I feel like we're due for an update period. So I don't know if they combine it with a roster update and a regular update where they just, patch gameplay, whatever they change with Dynasty, whatever, and then also implement also rosters with that. It's probably going to be a combination of the both is what I'm expecting this week. So worst kind of worst is either a roster update and just rosters, or the other version is we just get an update, a generic update that we got. Title update is what they like to call it. And we just get the title update. But I'm very hopeful we will get the full-blown roster update because we surely need it, man. We're 7-8 games into the year, depending what team you're at, what team your favorite team is. And it's like, some of these programs are very different than how they started the year. And it's unfortunate we don't have an update yet. But like I said, I think this is what they did last year. I feel like the roster update came earlier, but I haven't actually looked up the date that first roster update dropped last year, but I think it was around this time after, thinking about it a little bit more. But on to the next question. Great question, man. First of all, great question about that roster update because that's everyone's waiting for that. Question for next week. Is there any reason to recruit a JUCO guy? They should get an all-season training boost like a normal player does. Technically, they played a season and then they have a purpose, but currently there's no point to pretty much get a JUCO player. And 100%, man, there's actually absolutely no point to recruit a JUCO. I would strongly advise against recruiting a JUCO player just because they don't get the all-season training boost. They don't come in higher in overall, and you get 2 less years of, eligibility with these guys. And then also, it's like, how do they not come in higher in overall? Or I don't know. They should be at least usable. And I feel like it's absolutely pointless to have them in the game, other than like a realistic standpoint. And you could make the argument in real life, JUCO players rarely ever have an impact in Division I college football. And I'm willing to hear that out. But you do have some examples, whether it's Cam Newton or you can name some other guys. But I would like to see JUCO at least have a purpose in the video game. We see that the video game is not 1-for-1 to, how things are in real life. So I think we should have that in the video game, like as far as like having them useful and simple, what you said, giving them an off-season training boost. I think that would go such a long way just because like they could actually develop or just have them come in better. Come in as a higher overall. And they also don't help. The highest or the only JUCO transfers you get are 3 stars. So they're all coming in around 65 to like 70 overall. Somewhere in that range, which is trash when you only got 2 years to play with them. So, I would love for them to do something with the JUCOs next year just to make them usable or something. But we'll see. Next question, man. When the live streams coming back? Simple question. And great question, though. If you guys enjoyed the live stream, go check out the Twitch. We will be back streaming soon, man. Been busy with work. Been very busy with work. The seasons are ending soon, at least the football season, so I'll be a lot less busy. So I'm hopeful to start live streaming, twice a week here after the football season. Is what I'll say. I don't want to commit to anything, but I could like pop up a random live stream on like a Sunday, or like a random Wednesday, Thursday, whatever. But I do want to get consistent like I was before. I don't want to just randomly stream because I don't know. It's not the same. I would like to have a more consistent schedule with my streams. So yeah, go check out the Twitch. We will be live here soon. In the next coming weeks, I'll say, like consistently live streaming. Like I said, my goal was to stream 2 to 3 times a week, and I was hitting that goal pretty much during the summer. Next question though. How does this game still have so many issues within Dynasty? And we're about 5 to 7 minutes into this video, and we have yet to touch the actual video game. Let's pick it up here. Let's pick up College Football 26. And I purposely have this Kansas State file to show y'all an issue that been in the game since day one and been in the game since, I believe, last year. And for me, it's more of a frustrating issue because probably 9 out of 10 people do not know this is a thing unless you watch, my channel, which most people that play college football, just being honest, don't watch my channel. So they have no idea about this issue. And, so we're at Kansas State and the guys, this is the first week. This is week 0 where all you could do is scout. And the amount of players we have interested in us is very alarming. Like, let's go over here and let's just search by all the players in the nation and have us top 10 in interest. And let's get away from recommended. Let's go all state. So it should be all players that have us interested. And you have a handful of 4-stars. This is probably like 6 to 8 4-stars here. And then you have 1 5-star, but you tell me no 3-star players when it comes to Kansas State. Same thing happens with Houston, and it's probably a bunch of other programs out there that this happens with. But if you don't know, or you just hop in your dynasty, just casually play, you might not even realize this is happening to you. And especially if you're more of the casual type player, where you don't know the best methods to recruit, you don't know the best methods to do whatever. You want to bring in some bad recruiting classes because the game is setting you up, for failure here in this situation with Kansas State. And I don't like it. I don't like it. I wish they would patch it this year, but I don't think it's possible at this point. Hopefully it's out of the game next year. But like I said, I know of 2 to 3 programs, but it's probably more out there that if you guys say it, you probably noticed it with y'all dynasty. Y'all done more dynasties than me, as I'm only one guy. So let me know if y'all noticed this issue within a team, a dynasty. I noticed with Colorado in the transfer portal. I covered that in the other video. I feel like same thing happened, man. They don't have many guys interested in them when they hit the portal. Compared to if you go to another team, it is, the portal be jumping, or the high school recruiting be jumping for some teams compared to other teams. And it's like, oh, location based. No, well, Houston high school class had nobody interested, but Baylor had, so many players interested, both Texas schools. So it's like, location, I don't know what's really going on. Maybe it's pipeline stuff, and maybe it's some issues with, Kansas State pipeline or, Houston pipelines. Maybe that's the issue. I really don't know. I really don't know what it is. But this is only one issue. It's still a lot of other stuff that hasn't been fixed. The game is still fun. The game is still entertaining. I'm always going to say that. I do enjoy playing it. But I think we got to be honest that, it's not perfect, but it's fun. I have a good time playing my little dynasties, my little live stream series, doing what I got to do on this game. So I'm not going to complain too much, but definitely want to answer your question. So we have 2 more questions here. Let's see if we have time for both of them. Next question. What is the most overrated archetype in all of Dynasty? Good question, and I actually not prepared to answer this question. So let me come over here to the prospect list. Let's sort by, I might go, see the thing about overrated, it got to be an archetype that people think is good, but in reality is not. And I feel like a lot of archetypes, I don't want to say it's cut and dry, but a lot of archetypes, you know if it's good or bad or not. So most overrated, one that people think is good, but actually I would say is not very good. And I would say the elusive route runner, but like I said, I always talk about how I think this one is a little bit overrated. I'm gonna go contested specialist. That's what I'm gonna go with. And my reason is because I just feel like the physical route runner is so much better because they have better abilities. And both same archetype as far as like, height, weight, similar speed. I feel like the only real difference between the physical route runner and the contested specialist is the contested specialist gets those running back abilities compared to the physical route runner actually get true receivers abilities. So I'm gonna say the contested specialist is my most overrated archetype in this whole entire video game. So we don't have time for the next question, so I'm gonna push that to next week. If y'all enjoyed this content, make sure to like, comment, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate y'all. Also, drop y'all questions down below, man. And we on to the next one.